Greetings, curious acolytes of the galaxy, and welcome back to the channel. Some time ago we did a video detailing some of the most efficient Jedi killers in Star Wars history. In that video, we asked if you would like to see a video detailing a few of the best non-Force sensitive Jedi killers, and with the responses in, here it is. A few things to note before we get into this video though, and break down some of the greatest Jedi killers that did not have the gifts of the Force. Like the last video, we won't be ranking these combatants by kill count alone, but rather by efficiency and their own merit as individuals. Another thing to note is that a few on this list are actually somewhat Force sensitive, but were not affiliated with the Jedi nor the Sith. So for clarity, we'll be noting this list as non-Sith Jedi killers. And although Grievous technically didn't count as being either Sith nor Force sensitive, we will not be mentioning or including General Grievous simply because he already had a place on our previous list. So without further ado, acolytes, let us begin. Who are the most skilled non-Force sensitive Jedi killers in the Star Wars mythos? Starting at number 5, we have Aurra Sing. Aurra Sing was a bounty hunter that actually got her start as a young Jedi. Growing up in a household with a spice-addicted mother and an absentee father, Aurra was found by the Jedi to be Force sensitive and ultimately was brought into their order, though she didn't make it past the level of a young Padawan. Aurra was too rebellious and resistant to the Jedi training, not to mention she had a difficult time controlling the Force itself. Because of this, Aurra would be subsequently passed around from master to master, forming no real bond with any of them. The Jedi Masters had a very difficult time training her out of her aggressive tendencies and instincts, and unfortunately, things for Aurra would only get worse. At around the age of 9, she was kidnapped by pirates, who played on her deep-seated fears of abandonment and betrayal to shake her trust in the Jedi. These pirates raised the conflicted young woman as a fellow pirate, with the Jedi never coming for her. Tragedy struck again when she was eventually captured by the Hutt crime lord known as Walla Nuga, who in turn lent her and sold her to a group of Nazi assassins. Nazi assassins trained her to become a remorseless killer, even equipping Sing with a biocomputer that fed her additional sensory data, altering the young child even further. Soon, Aurra was sent out on a revenge mission against the very Jedi who had betrayed her. In addition to blasters and a slug thrower rifle, Sing wielded a red-bladed lightsaber and relished defeating Jedi in active combat. Proving to be an efficient warrior, Sing would go on to cut down 3 Jedi, one Jedi Master on Tatooine named Sharad and 2 on Coruscant before garnering the direct attention of the Jedi High Council. The High Council then ordered a Jedi strike team to be sent out against Sing, including that of her former master, as the group was actually led by Aurra Sing's last failed master. Aurra went into hiding shortly after, which caused her to become entangled with Jango Fett. We place Aurra Sing at number 5 because although she was a highly skilled Jedi killer and bounty hunter in her own right, she was augmented by the Force, as she did have at least a rudimentary amount of training under the Jedi, which allowed her to know their skills and tendency more effectively, making her an even more efficient bounty hunter and Jedi killer. Despite her ability to touch the Force though, there were those out there that did not have this ability that were far more dangerous than Aurra Sing. At number 4, we have the being known as Dirge. Those of you who are familiar with the 2003 Clone Wars series developed before the Clone Wars of 2008 will be familiar with this particular bounty hunter. Dirge made his appearance in the show and remained in the minds of many dedicated fans ever since, and only has just been recently brought back into Star Wars canon by a few comic book releases. For those of you who may not know, Dirge was a cybernetic bounty hunter that was employed by the CIS in the early days of the Clone War. Dirge was incredibly strong and resourceful, able to use his peculiar cybernetic enhancements to great effect on the battlefield, specifically though against the Force-wielding Jedi. Dirge's physiology was comprised of a mass muscle fibers that could mold, grow, and reform themselves extremely quickly. His abilities coupled with his armor suit allowed him to hold his own against almost any opponent, even Jedi Masters. Dirge's regenerative physique made him difficult to truly ever kill, and when even unarmed with both hands chopped off, he presented a major threat to his enemies. Dirge was incredibly strong and durable, and once unleashed from his suit, he easily overpowered a squad of clone troopers trying to subdue him, and was able to catch a swoop bike mid-flight and wield it as a club. He had no lack of speed either, as he could easily keep pace with skilled Jedi, dodging and blitzing even Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker. despite being hit with 9 explosive charges in the face. Dirge managed to keep fighting the 2 Jedi, including Anakin in their duel. Along with these abilities, his armor was equipped with a myriad of weaponry as well as advanced technology. Along with a pair of blaster pistols and a rifle, Dirge was equipped with a jetpack and energized bullets. His armor sported machine gun gauntlets which fired fletchets, a wrist-mounted flamethrower, a spiked flail, dart launchers, and energy shields capable of blocking lightsaber attacks. Although Dirge made his debut in the Clone Wars, Dirge has an extremely extensive history dating back to nearly 1500 years before the Battle of Yavin. In his youth, he was already in exceptional shape as a Jedi warrior. He had met with a Mandalorian by the name of Jang, who also taught him the Mandalorian ways of combat, which Dirge would use to great effect during his tenure as a bounty hunter. Dirge has survived and conquered attacks from multiple assassins, Mandalorians, and even the Sith. But what places him on this list is the fact that he actually served during the New Sith Wars in the waning days of the Old Republic, making him one of the oldest known beings in the Star Wars galaxy. This would be the same Sith Wars that gave rise to Darth Bane and the Rule of Two. Dirge slew many Jedi on the battlefield during this era, but went into hiding after the Brotherhood of Darkness's final defeat on the world of Ruusan. We place Dirge at number 4 because of his immense power and near Grievous-like cybernetic augmentation, not to mention that he personally killed Jedi from multiple eras. However, the lower spots are reserved for those with less power and more personal skill. Nonetheless though, make no mistake, Dirge is a highly formidable Jedi killer, and one that deserved this spotlight. Coming in at number 3, we have HK-47. HK-47 was a hunter-killer assassin droid constructed by Darth Revan himself. During this time, the mass shadow generator had gone off, and Revan was inspired to seek more subtle methods of defeating his enemies. Therefore, HK-47 was sent throughout the galaxy on his missions, and successfully assassinated countless targets whom Revan had deemed threats to the galactic stability and peace. These targets, of course, included Jedi. Later, HK-47 would also aid the Jedi Mitra Surik in her search for Jedi Masters who survived the first Great Jedi Purge, and even advised her on techniques to more efficiently killing Jedi, so that she could better defend herself. True to his design, he was a force to be reckoned with, as he expertly handled a wide array of blasters and weaponry to his advantage, not to mention being deadly with stealth. When faced with a Jedi, HK-47 utilized various weaponry, specifically selected to be most effective against lightsaber techniques, such as grenades, sonic screamers, cluster rockets, plasma charges, poison gas, and mines, all of which exemplified the droid's versatility in combat, while in essence stifling that of the Jedi's, keeping them on their toes and constantly confused, stifling their abilities to touch the Force due to their pure confusion when fighting HK. All of these weapons could not be deflected by a lightsaber, and sonic weapons were useful in shattering a Jedi's concentration, preventing one's use of Force powers completely. Mines and gas were useful in catching a Jedi by surprise, giving HK-47 the advantage in combat. HK-47 also mentioned using a sniper rifle to attack from long range. He did this in order to avoid detection. In addition to these weapons, HK-47 often attempted to erode the will of his opponents and make them doubt their beliefs, which he found extremely effective against Jedi, an effective weapon for weakening their concentration and disrupting their connection to the Force. The droid also found attacking a Jedi's allies or Padawan to be a sound tactic, as Jedi would often sacrifice themselves to save an ally. We place HK-47 at number 3 because of his incredible ingenuity, especially when it came to dealing with Jedi. It utilized many advantages and made many other observations that other Jedi hunters and even Sith failed to utilize at times. Though because HK was a droid, that does offer a certain advantage that our final two members didn't have, but still thrived without. Now we are entering into the true heavy hitters. At number 2, we have Atan Rand. Atan Rand was another that was affiliated with Revan during the Jedi Civil War. He was originally the ace pilot for the Republic under the command of Revan, but decided to defect from the Republic as soon as Revan did. While under Revan, he was put through intense combat training to make him an effective Jedi hunter, assigned to the task of capturing Jedi so that Revan and his acolytes could attempt to convert them into loyal Sith. The specific combat training that Rand received was none other known as the Echani martial art. The Echani were a race of people known for their proud warriors, and they had developed a martial art that was specifically designed to combat Force wielders. Rand would become an expert in this art, and use it to great effect during his exploits. he also learned a number of special mental tricks in order to defend himself mentally against the Jedi. One of these being a technique that allowed him to basically be immune to the Jedi mind trick. This was done by keeping the mind occupied, for example, by imagining playing Pazak or counting sounds made by any ship. Another technique that Rand used was concentrating on certain base emotions in order to keep Force wielders off balance when trying to affect his mind. He could also mask his presence from any Jedi. He was a highly effective assassin, though it isn't known exactly what his kill count was. What's unique about Rand, though, is he directly combated the Force itself using his own mental stability, much unlike many of the other Jedi killers who choose to meet Jedi on the battlefield physically to physically. Rand fought mainly with his mind, and the ability to hide himself from Force wielders is not only rare, but was extremely advantageous. We place Rand at number 2 because of his near immeasurable Jedi kill count, as well as his clever use of counter mind tricks and combat skills against Jedi, while at the same time requiring no cybernetic augmentation. But although his skills are exceptional, it was later revealed that he was indeed slightly Force sensitive, and had some help from that. The reason we place him lower than Aurra Sing, however, is because he was able to accomplish all of these without having any formal training whatsoever, and using his pure instinct against the Jedi. Finally, at number 1, we have Jango Fett. We place Jango Fett at number 1 for obvious and very special reasons. Before his death at the hands of Mace Windu, he was a highly capable bounty hunter and was widely regarded as the best bounty hunter in the galaxy at the time. Along with his Mandalorian armor and training, he was adept at killing Jedi, and did so often without the aid of any Force or personal enhancements at all, killing Jedi with his bare hands. We don't exactly count his armor as enhancements because of the nature of the way he killed these Jedi. We have exactly 7 known Jedi kills from Jango Fett. Only documented kills though, and the number could potentially be much higher. One of these kills being the on-screen punishment that he dealt Coleman Trebor at the Battle of Geonosis, when he lit up the Jedi Master using nothing but a single blaster and pinpoint accuracy. Accuracy that not even a Jedi could deflect. His other 6 Jedi kills happened 22 years before the Battle of Geonosis on the planet of Galadran. During this battle, Jango was leading the true Mandalorians against a sect of rebels whom the Jedi were backing in the conflict. During the fray, Jango ordered some jetpack air support against the Jedi who were defending the front lines by deflecting their blaster fire. However, when the jetpack soldiers went up, the Jedi jumped with them and cut them down instantly, including Jango Fett's personal friend named Miles. This filled Jango with pure rage. Jango threw down his weapons and vengefully lunged at a group of Jedi, killing 6 of them with nothing but his bare hands. This included executing the one who killed Miles. Interestingly enough though, Jedi Master Dooku was present at the battle, and after seeing Jango's power, he most likely kept this Mandalorian in his mind for his future endeavors as a Sith Lord. Say what you will about the other combatants on this list, but none of them would be able to kill 6 Jedi with no enhancements, no weaponry, and nothing but pure rage. But anyway, acolytes and students of the Force, what did you think of our rankings and the criteria for them? Who do you think deserved to make this list but did not? Drop a comment on your thoughts, and as always, may the Force be with you, and we hope that you have a great day.